Oh, there's the notification.
Well, Jiraiya.
Alright, Surfbone, let me stream to you.
Alrighty.
Alright. Pull up my chat real quick.
Yep. Oh man, this has been a long-awaited stream.
Yeah, it's taking forever, man. Alright. What's up, Atlantic? Saw you last stream. What's up, Johnny? Said what now? What's up, Cameron? What's up, Alejandro? What's up, Legendary Fire? What's up, B-Man? What's up, Virtue? Doing good, B-Man. Doing good. Surfbone's not, though. Surfbone always is doing bad. Surfbone smells. That's right, Glarus. It's good, Sam. It's good, Daniel. Angry Daniel. He's angry. He's got an Angry Birds PFP.
Oh, he's been around for a while.
Yeah, I remember seeing it.
I noticed him. I noticed him in the comments.
Yeah. That guy, Lyric. Shibai versus Kakuzu, who wins? Man, Shibai getting his shit worked. That's all I'm saying. Kakuzu go to Dino 6 well, or do you just feel like tackling the topic? I know 6 fairly well. Not like on a personal level or anything, but I've talked to him tons of times. I feel like tackling the topic as well. So yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, Mark?
Man, if you guys saw how many people were tagging us saying that we need to watch this video, like again, we probably wouldn't have ignored it if there weren't so many people telling us that this is the type of video to react to.
Yeah, I had tons of people in my comment section in my Discord who were just like, you need to react to it, and I was like, okay. And I have watched about half of the video so far, just because like I didn't know I was going to initially react to it, so I went ahead and started watching it. And it was not good, man, but you know, I didn't finish half of it because I was like, oh, who knows, maybe I'll stream this. So, this isn't completely blind. The second half will be blind, but first half not so much. But I don't. It was a few days ago, so I still can't really remember what he said. Woo, Sam Dewar, welcome to the Big Noodle Man. That's right, he's a Big Noodle Man. Thank you for the membership, Sam Dewar. I appreciate it. That's pretty sick, bro. Love the support. You're definitely gonna hate the Kakuzu arguments. Oh yeah, I already know, man.
Why?
Surfbone, you haven't seen any of this, though, right?
I have not seen an ounce of this. I've purposely, because when I'm trying to grab the thumbnail, I'm obviously trying to make sure I don't actually watch the video. Yeah. So I haven't seen a glimpse of what is talked about, because we gotta have those like genuine reactions to like really hear some of those really bad. Like, if people were telling me this is genuinely really bad from 6, then I don't. And we just came back from his Tobirama versus Minato video.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll have to see. Like, the Tobirama versus Minato video wasn't actually that bad. It was bad because he said Minato won. But it wasn't... Like, he included plenty of the debunk arguments. He knew about, like, Minato's downfall and, like, where he struggles and stuff like that. Yeah. So... we'll see how bad this one is, though, because I feel like this is just going to be another case of them not respecting my boy, Kakuzu. Again, not an attack on 6. I don't have anything against 6 personally. It's just, you can't be talking about Jiraiya and Kakuzu in the same sentence, my man.
It's, again, one of those things where if you say some dumb stuff, people are going to call you out on it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, this video was allegedly so bad that... so many people were telling us that it was awful, and that the Kakuzu arguments were overly, like, just horrendous, and they're like, you need to watch this video. Like, I don't think we've gotten recommended enough times just to watch this one.
Yeah, Sam Dewar with the $10 donation, coming at it again, man. You said, here, you want $20, bro? I got you. Chronicler couldn't come in, so I'm here to clutch up with the donos. Appreciate it, man. I love the support you're giving today.
He's subbing in for Chronicler. That's just letting you know, task. Sam. That's some pretty big shoes to fill.
Yeah. Yeah, but either way, appreciate the support, man. All right, Surfbone, are we ready to get into this? We got enough people in here.
Just give me a second. I'm gonna actually move over to my actual computer.
Okay, I'll keep them entertained
quick.
for a second. Kakuzu equals overrated fodder. How dare you, Atlantic? Kakuzu go to Chronicler, single-handedly gonna make Noodles a millionaire. Facts. He does a feat where he perception blitzes pain. There is a sort of feat like that, yeah. Uncle Daniel. Whoa, Sam! Sam, you gotta chill out, bro. What the hell?
No. Sam coming in with the heat.
Dude,
still?
You don't even know. $50?
Oh shit!
God damn it!
He really in trying to sub it.
He said, "Chronicler, Chronicler, who? I'm Sam. I'm in here now. Appreciate it, bro. Man, we haven't even gotten to the video yet. Yeah, like you haven't even got any content yet. He's just like, no, here you go, bro. Appreciate it. Sam's already the go to the stream. Oh, we got another one. 605 OSRS.
Just call him Radio Guy.
Who's feeling what now? Radio Guy? Yeah. Right. Appreciate you, bro.
He's from the Naruto versus Ichigo server. He's a really cool guy.
Nice. So. Well, thanks for the $10, bro. You're apparently a cool dude. No, you are a cool dude. You're officially a honorary Big Noodle Man.
Hell yeah.
Man, they're already coming in with heat. The video hasn't even started yet. Surfbone, are you on your computer yet? We better get rolling, bro.
Oh, I'm ready.
You ready? All right.
I'm ready now.
Let's do this. 3, 2, 1, go.
Jiraiya, one of the 3 legendary Sannin in the Toad Sage versus Kakuzu, the 90-year-old Jinchuriki hunter and a notorious
Jiraiya versus Hedon.
Does Pervy Sage really have what it takes to win? I'm just going to spoil
Short
this
answer,
now.
no.
The clear answer is yes. I often get a lot of questions from you guys about how Jiraiya and the other Sannins compare to some of the weaker Akatsuki members like Kakuzu. So in this video, I'll be going over why Jiraiya, even in base...
I'm going to give you all my opinion on Jiraiya scaling. After this video, I'm going to make a whole video about Jiraiya, so I'm going to go into very detailed about him and all the scaling and statements and feats that he has. I already have a Kakuzu video and a bunch of videos about Kakuzu, so you guys can just watch those if you want to know Kakuzu. But I've already did the research for Jiraiya, so I'm already a little bit ready for this. So, yeah.
Noodles has been on the Jiraiya deep dive.
Yeah, so. I've been looking for everything.
Also, just realizing... Six is known for the one to be putting people to sleep, and he's having like the slow Death Note music in the background.
Yeah, it's definitely.
What are you trying to do with your videos, Six? You really trying to play into that putting to sleep? Like you're trying to be the fucking ASMR Naruto YouTuber.
Noodles, who you got? Kakuzu, Tobirama. It's hard for me to imagine that Kakuzu would be able to resist like 10 billion paper bombs or whatever the tandem paper bomb shit. But maybe. I think Tobirama probably wins, but Kakuzu's pretty durable.
Destroy Kakuzu. If you've been in
Dry vidverse before Jake Paul vid, yes, Sam.
It's fairly common to see people exaggerate how strong characters like Kakuzu are, and on the flip side, there are people who completely exaggerate how weak Kakuzu is, and it's completely ridiculous. For this, I'll be primarily sticking to the manga and data books, but I'll make sure to include some stuff from other materials where it's relevant. I'd also like to ask you to leave a like on the video and subscribe just to help the channel out. With that being said, let's get started by going over just how strong Kakuzu and Jiraiya both are and compare how they and their arsenals would do in a fight. So like I said before, you'll often see a lot of people exaggerate Kakuzu's minimal showings to exaggerate how strong he was. So the best place to start here would be by debunking this sadly
video's a little quiet. Alright.
Common misconception that Kakuzu, despite losing to Naruto with a small QB imp before he even trained to learn Sage Mode, he's secretly way faster than Minato and KCM1 Naruto and the strongest man in the Akatsuki, and that Kishimoto, instead of, despite losing to Naruto with a small QB imp before he even trained.
No proof it's small. Like, if you just mean small in regards that it's like just the eyes, like, yeah, it is just the eyes, but how much of an amp that is, we just don't know.
Trying to learn Sage Mode, debunking this sadly common misconception that Kakuzu, despite losing to Naruto with a small QB amp before he even trained to learn Sage Mode, is secretly way faster than Minato and KCM1 Naruto and the strongest man in the Akatsuki.
Okay. So, firstly, the reason he lost to QB Amp Naruto isn't because of speed or anything like that. It's because he got hit by a Rasen Shuriken and was surprise attacked by a Rasen Shuriken. So, basically, he used one of the best abilities in the series up to this point. Rasen Shuriken, which is stated equal to Minato, stated to rival a showing of the 4th Hokage in power. It's stated equal to him in, like, the chapter synopsis that he kills Kakuzu with it. Like, when he blows Kakuzu up with the Rasen Shuriken, that Rasen Shuriken is stated equal to Minato. So, like, Six is over here trying to say, like, oh, yeah, Kakuzu's secretly on Minato's level, but it's like, the ability Naruto used was on Minato's level. It actually surpassed Minato's level in a lot of ways, because Minato never was even able to make a Rasen Shuriken, and Naruto used one. So, and we know it bypasses durability. Kakuzu was also weakened during that part as well. Like, he didn't even have his Earth Heart, which is the heart that he uses to summon Diamond Armor. So he didn't even have his durability jutsu, because it already gotten negged earlier in the fight by Hedon's blood. Another durability bypassing jutsu. Also, so, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the thing is, too, is that people just... It's almost like... I don't know if, like... Six is ever gonna bring this up in the video, considering he's talking about, like, it being such an absurd thing to think that, like, oh, like, he only scales to a Naruto with a bear with, like, some red eyes and shit, and that's how fast he is. But apparently he scales to KCM1 Naruto and Minato. And it's like, if you actually read the fight, you would know that Naruto gets speed blitz multiple times.
Yep.
And the first time when he tries to hit him with the Rasen Shuriken, he fails. And then Ino makes it very clear to him that if he tries to pull the same thing a second time, and if he doesn't come up with something soon, he will just dodge it the next time. That he'll have to, like, come up with some weird plan to get Kakuzu in a situation where he can't dodge.
Yeah.
So, no.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of things that just directly state that Kakuzu is faster than Naruto in that fight. But we'll get to that later. I'm sure it'll come up relevant.
Instead of, telling us as much or keeping him around in the long term to show us this, decided to convey this instead through one or two vague showings.
Again, this is like just appealing to Kishimoto's intention, which we don't know what his intention was. All we can judge is the story. The story gave Kakuzu some broke feats. Story didn't really do that for Jiraiya. So, I mean, like, as far as I'm concerned, Kishimoto did write it that way. And
as far as I'm aware, from what I can recall from the inklings, that Kishimoto is actually trying to rush through this stuff.
Yeah. A big thing with the Kakuzu and a lot of the early Akatsuki members like Sasori and Data and stuff, Kishimoto actually intended to give them more time. Like, he wanted to flesh them all out more, but he was being pressured by the studio to keep progressing or something along those lines. So he actually ended up having to cut a lot of the Akatsuki story short. But yeah.
No, but really though, it's really incredibly dishonest, but you'll see a lot of people try to say that because Kakuzu reacted to Yugito's paw before he got trampled during their fight, that this somehow leads to the conclusion he's faster than KCM1 Naruto, who's getting pressed by Obito's enhanced Edo Jinchuriki during the war arc.
Well, it's funny that he shows this, and he says Kakuzu got trampled, but then, like, at the end of the fight, Kakuzu's completely unharmed.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you can say he got trampled, but he tanked all that shit. In base, too. He tanked that shit for breakfast. So, you can see he's not even using his diamond armor to tank that paw strike. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, the only reason why Kakuzu actually goes through the ground is because the ground is what is not capable of withstanding the paw strike, not Kakuzu. Because we don't see Kakuzu fall onto his back, then go through the ground. He goes straight through the ground while he's standing up trying to hold the paw up.
Yeah.
That's what happened. The ground caves in, not himself.
Yeah.
For one, while Kakuzu did manage to react to the slowest form of Yugito, this...
Huh? The slowest form? That's perfect Jinchuriki full avatar Yugito. That's like the most chakra she can use, bro.
What?
How is it the slowest?
Even in the same scan, they're like, what? This Jinchuriki host can turn into the tail beast? What? Like, it's
How's
like
it
such
slower?
like a...
Dude, when they get more tails, they become stronger and faster. This is clearly evident in the pain fight with Naruto. Every single time he gets more tails, he starts getting faster and he starts getting stronger. It's almost like you add more Ninetales chakra, more Biju chakra, you get faster and stronger. What? I don't even know.
In no way proves he'd be able to do the same to base or V2 Yugito when she was alive.
These are just weaker variations, bro.
Wait, the tailed beast form is slower than base Yugito?
I'm wondering what his proof for this is.
Biju? Wow. Okay, I thought people were really gonna like if you thought the Kakuzu arguments were flimsy just because you didn't like the whole thing of it being compared to pain, but he's saying that a tail beast transformed Jinchuriki is weaker than the base form without using any tail beast chakra.
Just to give you guys some reference, it's directly stated in the data. Let me see. Let me just pull this picture up. Full avatar. Here we go. Okay, it says, Yugito became the Two-Tails Jinchuriki when she was only 2 years old. Despite being a target of disdain, she trained hard and through sheer will gained mastery over her tailed beast. Okay, so she mastered her tailed beast's power. So she's gaining more chakra that she has complete mastery over. So there's no reason she should be slower. She should be faster here. This is a chakra amp. As this would be like arguing, like when KCM2 Sage Naruto and KCM2 Sage Minato like combo attack on Yugito, and they're like in their full avatar forms. They're making that big Rasengan. Like they attack Yugito, but if that form, like the big avatar form, made them slower, they probably wouldn't have been able to even hit Yugito to begin with. Like they're attacking him because that form is still fast. There's no suggestion this form makes you slower. That's a complete baseless assumption. No idea why he's even saying it. You're just gaining a ton of chakra. It's the strongest form. So, I don't know.
Like, are we just going to say that KCM1 Naruto is, like, significantly faster than when Naruto goes into the full tail beast form?
Yeah, it's like, Naruto still is, like, able to attack fast as hell.
Naruto is, like shown to oh, he goes super fast, bro. Did you see him when he speed blitzed the right Kage, bro? You don't see the fucking tail beast form doing that. Hell no.
There's like a ton of statements in the data book too that talk about how fast Yugito was. Like here's one. This is the 4th data book page where it says Edo Tensei with the Edo Tensei she tormented Naruto and the others with variegated, I don't know what that word is, techniques that had the peculiarity of using fast movements and the power of the tailed beast. So she's fast. She's known to be fast. Let me see what this one says. Oh, what is this? I'm not pulling that open. There's a better one that specifically... She's like specifically known to be a fast Jinchuriki. Like, that's her thing. Man, I wish I could just see the page, man. Copy image.
Just click on open page in like separate tab.
Yeah, you're right.
Open image. Down there. Wait.
All right, there we go.
Above, there we go.
Yeah. All right, Two-Tails. Yeah, Two-Tails.
Despite its huge size, it moves swiftly.
Yeah, a demon cat said to have been spawned from a vengeful spirit. Its muscles are soft and pliant, and despite its huge size, it moves swiftly. So, verbatim, it's literally saying it's big, but it's still fast as hell.
It's still flat.
It's
fast.
Where is this argument coming from? That like she's slower. I don't get it.
On top of this, unlike regular Edo Tensei Shinobi, the Edo Jinchuriki are said to have become much faster and stronger than they were when they were alive, due to Obito outfitting all of them with Sharingan and Rinnegan Vision.
Oh man, the classic argument.
They were when they were alive, due to Obito outfitting all of them with Sharingan and Rinnegan Vision, while also controlling their moves.
Okay. Firstly, he wasn't controlling their moves throughout the entirety of the fight. When Yugito goes into her version 2 state and slashes KCM1 Naruto across his chest, her V1 state, my bad, I don't know if I said KCM2, her V1 state, when she, like, slashes Naruto across his face, during their V1, or not V1, V2, I'm sorry, I don't know why I keep fucking this up. The V2 state is when they break free of Obito's control. They're not completely broken of his control, but, like, when they get close to Obito, they, like, try attacking him and shit. They actually try attacking Obito. So, they're not being controlled the entire time. V2, Yugito was able to do it. You're ignoring that they're Edo Tensei, and that significantly nerfs them. Like, even Madara with the Rinnegan and Hashirama cells was still weaker than his prime because of the Edo Tensei. And also, this statement. This is the statement that everyone talks about. It's that Sharingan. That's how they're able to track us so closely. Their ocular powers are enhancing their Jinchuriki abilities. They can use their shared vision to time attacks to their greatest advantage. Okay, so what's Gyuki saying here? He's saying that they have the Sharingan, right? He's saying that they have the Sharingan's vision tracking. They're able to track people with the Sharingan. And they're saying that's enhancing their abilities. What abilities are being enhanced? Then he says that they're able to time their attacks to their greatest advantage. So that makes sense, right? You're able to track them better, so you can time your attacks better. That means that they have a perception amp. Okay? That means their perception speed is better. Now, what that means is, since their perception speed is better, that will make their reaction speed a bit better, but it will not necessarily make their travel speed or the speed at which they actually physically move better, like their attack speed, their combat speed. It won't make their run speed faster, it won't make their attack speed faster. All it means is they can time attacks better, and they can see things that are moving faster. They have Sharingan tracking. So it does amp their perception speed, but even if you look so far back to the Lee fight, back when he fought Sasuke in part 1, Lee knows that Sasuke can track his movements with the Sharingan, but because Sasuke is still too physically slow to block his attacks, he's able to beat the shit out of him. And he specifically makes the distinction between reaction speed and combat speed, and that in combination with the fact that they have a massive nerf to their speed anyway, which is the Edo Tensei nerf, it just doesn't bode well. There's no proof that this vision is necessarily giving them anything. There's no proof that it's making them physically faster. The only argument people try and make is like Obito is giving them chakra, which is a baseless assumption. There's no proof that he's giving them chakra. Obito at this time in the series was actually trying to conserve chakra. He didn't want to give out chakra. So, yeah, I don't think they're amped here. I actually think they're a bit nerfed, if anything. They do have the Sharingan and Rinnegan vision, which, again, perception, but nothing physical.
How much does the Rinnegan and Sharingan shared vision actually amplify their abilities more than the Edo Tensei already nerfs them? We don't know.
Yeah, Jinchuriki abilities come with strength and speed boost. It's funny that you say that, because that's not what the Eight Tail says. The Eight Tail says they can time their shared attacks to the greatest advantage, which is basically, he's just saying that they're able to combo attack better. He's literally just saying that they're able to time their attacks more efficiently. That has nothing to do with their actual physical strength or physical movement. In fact, we have proof of this in the data book page I showed you guys earlier. I gotta go to me and
also,
02's DMs real quick.
The guy that says that's how the jutsu works, you give them chakra to control them. No, they are like outfitted with transmitter rods. That's how they explain it when they dissect pain, is that they have transmitter rods that transmit chakra that puts it in like their body so that he's able to move them. Right?
Yeah, like control.
And these
them.
are like actual literal corpse. Well, first it's not just the corpses, right? These are actually the revived version of these like Jinchuriki. They're not just like the actual like paids. They're just corpses that Nagato has to put all of his chakra into.
You totally can transmit chakra into them, right? But that doesn't mean they're using it, and that doesn't mean it's amplifying them. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the databook page I'm talking about. So this is the databook page we read earlier, but I have the actual translation of it. Okay, and what it says in this Yugito databook page, it says, the beautiful Jinchuriki that protects the neighborhood with its taboo claws. A Konoichi, female ninja from the village of Kumagakuru, who was housed by the Two Tails when she was very young. When she was resurrected in the Impure World reincarnation, she tormented Naruto and the others with her swift movements and various techniques that use the power of the tailed beast. However, she was able to master these high-level techniques because she continued to improve herself based on her strong belief to protect the neighborhood. The neighborhood in this case is actually village, but for some reason, just going from Japanese to English, it translates to neighborhood. But yeah, so there's two important things to notice here. First, it's talking about Edo Tensei, so it says that Impure World Reincarnation. Okay, second, two more things, actually. It says she tormented Naruto and the others with her swift movements and various techniques that use the power of the tailed beast. Not the power of Obito, the power of the tailed beast. Okay, so these swift movements are coming from the power of the tailed beast. And then it goes on to say that she was able to master these high-level techniques because of her ability to, or because she continued to improve herself, based on her strong belief to protect the neighborhood. I hate to break this to you guys, but she mastered these techniques when she was alive. So that means that's when she was improving, right? When she was alive. She's been dead since the Kakuzu arc. So you can't say she's gotten stronger. These are techniques she had already mastered during the Kakuzu fight, because that was her last time alive. So she had already mastered these techniques, and these techniques are using the power of the tailed beast. And there's another statement in the manga that says this as well.
I was just going to say, someone actually put it beautifully in the chat where they said Pain directly controls them while Obito gives enough so they don't get out of hand. Like, if anything, Obito, again, it's literally represented as putting them on a leash. Like, Obito is at least given, like, only gives them enough chakra so they don't go out of, like, outraged and everything. Like, he has to restrain them from immediately going into their tailed beast forms.
Yeah.
Like, they just go into their, like, version 2s and stuff.
Yeah, and another quick thing, these aren't real Rinnegan and Sharingan either. They're just projections of the Rinnegan and Sharingan, because that's how the paths of pain work. So there is no, like, the Rinnegan does amplify your power normally, but in this case it doesn't, because it's not a real Rinnegan. It doesn't actually have any chakra inside of it, and it's not a real Sharingan, so it doesn't have any real chakra inside of it like that. These are just projected onto the Jinchuriki. So yeah.
This shouldn't come as a surprise either, but since the Sharingan by itself has been said to provide an overall boost to the user's combat ability due to its kinetic vision many times over, you'll sometimes hear people say it only provides a boost to the user's perception.
The effects of his own jutsu increase dramatically when in tandem with the Sharingan. Yeah, the effects of his jutsu. I wish I knew what this was from. This looks mad scuffed. Looks like a weird explosion there. Maybe that's the fireball. I don't know what that is.
That's not even like him using the Sharingan. I'm pretty sure that's just when he's first using it in the bell test against Kakashi. So I don't know why they're talking about the Sharingan when he hasn't awakened it at that.
I don't know. I would like, this also doesn't even look like it's officially translated at all. It just looks like some random thing. So I don't know what this is. But yeah, I do think the Sharingan increases power, but like, either way, it's not like they have real Sharingan.
It's to an unquantifiable degree. Like, again, it's like we said earlier.
It's not even that. It's literally like they don't even have real Sharingan. Like,
yeah,
they don't. They have projections. So
the projections.
You can't even say that they get this strength boost. I'm guessing this is the translation for this
because
page.
It's a reflection of Obito's eyes. Remember?
Yeah. Seeing through something and duplicating its principles for oneself. The power of insight hidden in these eyes discern the mechanics of all ninjutsu, taijutsu, and genjutsu without restriction, putting it above the crowd even by dojo standards. Furthermore, one can see the patterns of their opponent's movements and attacks, striking firmly without fear of counterattack. Yeah, this is the movement tracking aspect. Striking firmly with a fear of counterattack, avoiding lethal blows when defending, evading from the offensive moves, and so forth. One's combat ability is significantly improved on all kinds of aspects. An awe-inspiring ability for the clairvoyant eyes of heaven would be an appropriate name indeed. So, Yeah, I mean, it's talking about evading from offensive moves and so forth. That could be them talking about its perception still instead of it being speed. But I know the Sharingan increases speed. You can just look at the final Valley fight in Part 1 between Naruto and Sasuke to know that it increases speed. Issue is it doesn't really change anything because they don't have a real Sharingan.
Perception and reaction speed due to the way the kinetic vision is described. However, we're told by sources like the manga and the first data book that Sharingan users still move and attack faster with kinetic vision than without it. So as you can see, there are many reasons why the Kakuzu wank just doesn't work. And as I said before, it should be obvious how dishonest it is to say Kakuzu was some secret Obito slayer that just got...
I've never said Kakuzu beats Obito. I've never said that. Man.
Defeated by 4 Jonin level ninja through teamwork and trickery.
He got defeated by 1/4 Hokage level ninja in Naruto. It's because he hit him with a 4th Hokage level attack. Remember that statement, 6? So yeah, he did get beat by a Rasen Shuriken, the same ability that cut Pain in half, but we're talking about Jiraiya. We're talking about Jiraiya, we're not even talking about Pain. Like, the ability that can cut Pain in half, that's such an anti-feat, bro. Jiraiya definitely wouldn't get one shot by the Rasen Shuriken from a Ninetales Amp Naruto. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I wonder if he ever talks about the feat that you brought up in your debate with him when you first talked about this Kakuzu versus Pain debate about Kakuzu running alongside Itachi.
I have no idea.
I wonder if he ever addresses that in this video. I think that'd be funny if he did.
Yeah.
But it would probably be even funnier if he doesn't. But
we didn't see Konoha team up and fail to cheese Pain in the very next arc.
Okay, I hate this argument because this is an argument everyone used. I debunked it in my Kakuzu versus Pain video. You guys should go check that video out. This whole idea that oh yeah, Kakuzu lost to Kakashi and Naruto and their little group versus Pain, who beat the entirety of the Leaf Village. Pain surprise attacked them with a really big AoE jutsu for one. Secondly, the strongest ninja in the village. Who was it in the village at the time that Pain beat? Let's think for a second, Surfbone. Who was it? Who do you think was it, Surfbone?
Wait, say that one more time.
Who was the strongest ninja in the village when Pain attacked?
Oh, Kakashi.
Yeah, Kakashi. The same guy that Kakuzu was beating. Kakashi was the strongest. They both scale above Kakashi.
Absolute hands, giving him the hands.
Yeah, they both beat his ass. So yeah, he scales above Kakashi. Choji and Choza were there. Guy wasn't even in the village at the time. Guy came in at the very end. So yeah, it's sure, he beat a bunch of random no-name ninja. That's fantastic. But that doesn't really mean anything. You actually have to still pick the strong people in the village for Pain to scale to. The strongest one being Kakashi. You can't say Tsunade, because Tsunade was completely focused on healing the village. All she did was come in, body a summon, and then heal the rest of the village. That's it. She didn't do anything else. Or Tsunade, but she never fought Pain. But yeah, Kakashi was the strongest ninja in the village. And guess what? Before Pain went to attack the village, he actually sent Kakuzu and Hidan to go attack the Leaf Village. They were on their way to the Land of Fire in the Leaf Village to go fight everyone. So they were on their way to clear out that village as well. Kakuzu beat a whole monk temple of random no-names that, could fight, I guess.
Even in the anime, because this is when I was, editing Noodles' video for the Kakuzu versus Pain discussion. Legit, for 2 minutes straight, Kakuzu is just, beating the absolute dog shit out of Kakashi the vast majority of that fight. Just because they're swapping hands, you don't actually notice that Kakuzu's just putting the absolute hands on him. He's just dominating that entire
Dude, you can
fight.
just tell from watching the original fight. I remember when I first ever watched Kakuzu versus Kakashi, I was like, man, I don't know how they're gonna make it out of this one. Kakuzu's beating their ass. That's just what I remember.
Guess what would have happened if Naruto didn't show up? They all of Ino's Ino, Choji, and Kakashi would have all collectively died there.
The only argument you make is Kakashi could like use his Kamui on Kakuzu and maybe get it off in time, but that's a maybe at best. And it probably would work on Kakuzu, but that's just because he was in a single body at that point, and Pain has 6 bodies. Because Kamui worked on Pain too, it's just he didn't have enough stamina to use it on all 6. Mortified Bishop with the $1.99 donation. Slap Kuros on Luffy versus Naruto, please. I gotta see it. He already ducked me on that. I can show you guys my DMs with him, but I tried to debate him on Luffy versus Naruto or Multiversal Naruto because he had a problem with it when that video first came out, and he refused to debate me even though I asked him multiple times. So yeah, don't think that's happening.
Like last time I remember, like King Bullet, who was one of the co-owners of Reach, which is like Kuros or Ice's server, he posted like his Naruto versus like Luffy video. And immediately Aista found out that he said that Naruto wins and was like, downvote this video. This video sucks. He says Naruto wins. But it's like unwilling to debate Noodles on it. It's like just ducking him. Like,
yeah. Kakashi said he'd finish Kakuzu off with the Kamui. That he was joking in that sentence when he was talking to Naruto. Like he literally was just like, "Yeah, Naruto's like, yeah, I beat Kakuzu," or he's like, "Yeah, I could have beat him too." Psh, that type of humor, like like it's like when someone's struggling to open a pickle jar. They're squeezing on it, and then they hand it off to the stronger person, and then they open it easy, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I loosened it for you." It's like that type of statement, you know what I mean? Like, even then, like when he was mid-fight against Kakuzu, when Kakuzu like had him by his neck and was about to kill him, he's like, "I'm gonna be forced to use my Mangekyo Sharingan here." So he was about to use it right then, and then Naruto showed up, so he didn't. Yeah. So yeah, it's like. He might have did it, but it's still just a maybe. Like, we don't know if he could have actually. Kakuzu might have killed him first, so it just kind of depends.
Well, the thing was, like, Kakashi can only use Kamui so many times, so he, like, probably uses Kamui to, like, suck away that ability and make sure he doesn't kill them. And then he's just like, okay, time to blast you again. And then Kakashi does Kamui, and it's like, oh, you did it again. All right, time to blast you again. And then just goes at him again, because that stuff is not like stamina draining for Kakuzu. That he can just
he was combining them, sending them out constantly and look fine. Roasting Marshmallow with the $2 donation. Sup, Cowboy? What's up, Marshmallow? Appreciate the $2. Sorry you're late. You can catch up later, buddy. Don't worry. Appreciate the $2 though. Appreciate Sam Dewar earlier for that $50 dono. That's some W's right there. That's some W's. Let's continue, Surfbone.
With that all out of the way, we begin to talk about how strong Kakuzu really is. So, all jokes aside, Kakuzu, like the other Akatsuki members, was a pretty prominent and imposing villain when he was first introduced to the series. And while things like having fought Hashirama once and being able to use all 5 changes in chakra nature aren't a big deal now, those accolades were almost unheard of when we were first introduced to Kakuzu. It should also be noted that it is true all of his opponents needed to team up and work together in order to defeat him. However, his feasible showings against people like Kakashi also often get exaggerated quite a bit. For one, a lot of people seem to think Kakuzu was clearly superior to the Kakashi he fought. In nearly every way.
Oh, he was.
Outside of combat skill, this just simply isn't true. You'll often see people use Kakuzu's kick on Kakashi while he was in the middle of attacking Hidan to say he was fast enough to speed blitz him.
Yeah, it does prove that, but let's see what he says.
Kakashi was clearly just caught by surprise here. And it's important to note that while the Lightning Blade does greatly increase Kakashi's movement speed, that is due to him accelerating and building up speed as he travels, and he had only moved like 2 steps when Kakuzu intercepted him.
That's also another BS thing. Like when Kakashi uses his Raikiri, he fucking darts off. It doesn't take him long to build up speed. Like he literally is just already like flying, bro. Yeah, like, what happens in this scene is Kakuzu gets surprise attacked from the back, gets stabbed in the heart. He falls over on the ground in front of Kakashi. Kakashi activates another Raikiri and then starts charging at Hidan. And Kakuzu, while laying on the ground in front of Kakashi, gets up off the ground while Kakashi has his Sharingan activated. He gets up completely off the ground in front of Kakashi's face. As you can see, he's literally standing in front of Kakashi's face and then gets kicked into the tree behind him. So, you can say he got surprised or whatever, but the fact of the matter is he did not, he got surprised because he didn't even see Kakuzu. It's exclamation mark right here. Kakuzu gets up fast as fuck and kicks him through a tree. This also proves Kakuzu is just able to physically react to full speed Kakashi. He can physically react and kick full speed Kakashi. Regardless if he was paying attention to Kakuzu or not, this proves Kakuzu can tag full speed Kakashi. And Kakashi never tags Kakuzu once. He gets all of his attacks blocked.
It's also important to note that Kakashi also landed a much more successful sneak attack on Kakuzu, using his lightning blade literally right before this, taking out one of his hearts.
Yeah, but it's a sneak attack. How? I didn't even sense your approach. Kakuzu verbatim says that he didn't sense Kakashi. So that just means he doesn't have anything to do with speed, because he's sneaking up on him. It's a surprise attack.
Process. It's also not very consistent to say Kakuzu is superior to Kakashi, even if you...
It's not like he walked up in front of Kakuzu like Kakuzu did to Kakashi and then stabbed him. It's the opposite. Kakuzu got up in front of Kakashi. What's up?
I really hope that he actually presents the case for why it's inconsistent. I really hope he does.
Yeah. Nate, could you grab some of the other scans of Kakuzu just slamming Kakashi around? That would be appreciated.
The anime where
Hedon also clashes with
Remember,
Hedon.
if you guys
go ahead.
reread that fight, Kakashi, besides this one instance right here, he does not hit Kakuzu a single time after that.
Yeah.
A single time.
Nope, doesn't hit him after that. Also, Hedon clashes with Kakashi during this very fight. Hedon is directly stated slower than Kakuzu. Kakuzu has higher scaling, perfect Jinchuriki Yugito.
Swapped hands. In light of Kakashi's performance as the fight continued, even after spending a lot of chakra using multiple lightning blades, Kakashi was able to counter Kakuzu's ninjutsu on multiple occasions, like when he negated his lightning style False Darkness with 2 lightning blades, or when he blocked his wind enhanced fire style using just his water style. Kakashi was also
He didn't manage to put it out, but yeah, he does react to some of his jutsu. His jutsu don't have to be as fast as his physical movement, but either way, he had a lot of time to see this. Well, not a lot of time, because it's still Kakuzu's attack, but this attack came from pretty far away, and Kakashi runs in between and intercepts it. We don't really know how close Kakashi was to this, so we don't know if it's actually relative or not. Go ahead.
And it's just him saying blocked here is super generous, because in the water style example, it's literally the example of the moment a water style gets overpowered by fire is that it immediately evaporates upon contact. Why do you think Kakashi immediately starts running away in the next 2 panels after that?
Like I said, jutsu speed doesn't equate to physical combat speed or physical movement speed. Jutsu have their own speeds. So
the first opponent to survive Hedon and Kakuzu's combo onslaught, and while he struggled to do so, this should still make it questionable if Kakuzu could even defeat Kakashi by himself.
Nope, he was still the fact that Kakashi is able to be tagged by Kakuzu and Kakashi can't tag Kakuzu is enough for me. Kakuzu, you showed the panel where Kakuzu was able to verbatim hit, track, and destroy Kakashi with a Sharingan activated and with his Raikiri activated right in front of his face. So he also gets slammed around with some of his other tendrils and stuff. Kakashi can't keep up with all of his hearts. His hearts are pressuring him everywhere. Kakashi eventually just gets wore down and destroyed. What's up?
Check the group chat.
All right, hold on 1 second. Here's the water style feat. What am I doing? Here's the Kakashi feat. Here's where Kakuzu just starts slamming Kakashi around. This is where Kakuzu blitzes Kakashi. You can see his tendrils just shoot out at him. And then Kakashi says, "He's fast!" And he looks surprised. Once again, same exclamation marks that were shown in this panel right here, same exclamation marks. And it was due to Kakuzu's sheer speed here, and I think this is
was
the
about
same
to
thing.
die there.
Yeah.
He was about to die. He was literally staring death in the face.
Yeah.
Like,
another big thing is Kakuzu wasn't even full speed here when he fought Kakashi. He hadn't even gone into his heart form where he absorbs all of his hearts. And we know he gets faster because, for one, Naruto talks about it, and when he absorbs his 5 hearts, he like jumps through the air, and they say his chakra's gone up massively. And you know, it heavily implied that he just got an amp, and then they start talking about his assault speed and shit like that. So yeah,
remember, this guy, like, Kakuzu was laying flat, face down on the ground
in front of Kakashi with a Sharingan.
Standing. Yeah, and he was trying to at the lightning blade, and Kakuzu was fast enough to get up on his 2 feet, punch back, bring up his leg, and then kick him through a tree.
Yeah. The reason I bring up that a Sharingan's activated too is because the whole thing about the Sharingan is that it's movement tracking. It tracks your movement. And Kakuzu was clearly within his line of sight. So that just has to mean that he perception blitzed the Sharingan. I don't think there's any way around it.
Look at the next game, Noodles.
Which one?
The one that Nate just sent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here's a good one. I forgot about this one. This is an... yeah, the name is misleading. The Rasen Shuriken only works as a melee attack, thus the need for a diversion in all the Shadow Doppelgangers. This new jutsu burns too quickly. It only lasts for a second. Here's the important part. Then we're stuck. We can't hit him that fast. Not this guy. So when he absorbs his hearts, he doesn't think Kakashi can hit him. He doesn't think Naruto can hit him because he's too fast. So when when Kakuzu goes into his like Jugon form, he's literally directly stated by Choji to be faster than Kakashi. There's another statement from Naruto as well, if you could grab that, Nate. And this is Ninetales Amp Naruto, as you can see, he's got red eyes. There's another statement from Naruto where he says, because of his assault speed, I'm going to need at least 3 shadow clones for the diversion alone. That's what they're talking about up here for the diversion. So he's literally saying because of how fast Kakuzu is, he needs to divert his attention. That way he doesn't get speed blitzed. So, because of his assault speed specifically. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff to put Kakuzu above him. Just the fact that he scales the Yugito as well, like perfect Jinchuriki Yugito, puts him way above Kakashi.
Kakashi's raw power with his lightning blades was also impressive here, with him dealing the final death blow to Kakuzu after already destroying one of his hearts earlier in the fight. Kakashi being this strong in terms of raw power is also fairly consistent, seeing as he was implied to be around the same level as Naruto, who defeated Kakuzu in this area. Clashing Rasengans with
Where
him
is that
before this, being uncertain who was stronger.
There is a few things to suggest that.
Well, just like that,
Clashing
because
Rasengans
he's saying that he's like around the same level as in terms of like attack potency and speed. Like that's what he's trying to say.
Yeah, well,
He's
the
on
issue
the
is
same
if it's
level,
speed,
but,
right? Naruto got blitzed by Kakuzu in speed when he went into his Jugon form.
Yeah, and look at what Nate just sent.
Hold on, let me see. Yep, so here's what I'm talking about. Based on his assault speed and battle style, I'm going to need at least 3 doppelgangers for the diversion alone. Okay, so he's literally saying, and this is right after Kakuzu blitzed a couple of Naruto's clones. You can see, like, the puff from them. He just blitzes them with his tendrils. And then Naruto's like, based on his assault speed, I'm going to need a diversion. The fact he needs a diversion at all is just him admitting that he's not fast enough to hit him with the Rasen Shuriken without a diversion. So he needs one.
With him before this, being uncertain who was stronger between himself and Naruto after watching him defeat Kakuzu, all of it alludes to the fact that Kakashi is probably around Naruto's level. Kakashi also muses after the fight that he could have defeated Kakuzu with Kamui if he needed to, and that he wasn't even forced to use it.
So wasn't forced to use it.
Yeah, look, he's literally making a joke here to Naruto.
Naruto, Kakashi, and Team Asuma. He ultimately wasn't much more
I want to show the full
powerful
panel
than
because
Kakashi and
6 is
Naruto
ignoring some
at
blatant
that point.
context.
With that out of the way,
I didn't even have to use my Mangekyo Sharingan this time. Psh, but if you hadn't showed up when you did, I would have had no choice.
And then literally shows the instance where he's facing death in the face.
He's like, I literally have no answer to this, bro. Like, I'm about to die.
If Naruto didn't show up, he was about to use it in that very instance where he was staring death in the face, where him, Ino, and Choji were about to die.
Yeah. And, like, even if Kakashi could defeat Kakuzu with Kamui, it's like, great, but Kamui's really broken. The only reason it doesn't work, it does work on Pain, the only reason it's just not that effective is because Pain can heal the other paths of Pain, and Kakashi can't use it 6 times at this point in the series. Now, if this was War Art Kakashi, you best believe all them Pain's getting Kamui'd, bro. Like, that's just how it is. So, Kamui's is notoriously one of the most broken jutsu in Naruto. It's horrific to deal with. So, yeah, like, him losing to the Kamui and the Rasen Shuriken, like 2 of the most broken abilities in the series, is not unimpressive.
His raw strength may not be that impressive. His ability to use all 5 chakra natures simultaneously on top of his quote-unquote immortality could be pretty irritating for Jiraiya in this fight. Like I said earlier, Kakuzu was the first character we ever saw with the ability to use all 5 chakra natures. However, he does so through his forbidden technique, which lets him steal and manipulate the hearts of his enemies. Once they're incorporated into his genre and given a mask, they can fight independently of Kakuzu and assist him in battle. However, since these techniques weren't even strong enough to overwhelm Kakashi, they won't be any more successful here.
They won't be successful against Jiraiya because Jiraiya is better than Kakashi, I think is what he's trying to argue. Also, I don't think there's any proof that Jiraiya scales to Kakashi at this point in the series.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Naruto Encyclopedia, but wasn't the first person to display and state to be able to use all 5 chakra natures Hiruzen?
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
So...
yeah. Yeah, he literally was. In the first data book and in the manga. They literally talk about him being the processor. Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, Kakuzu was second. We'll give him that. He was second. Yeah. So Hiruzen was first, though.
And also, to overwhelm Kakashi, they won't be any.
And they did overwhelm Kakashi. Kakashi was having to use like tons of his Raikiri and stuff to block the attacks, and he got so fatigued and out of chakra that Kakuzu just started beating the fuck out of him even worse than before. And then he gets even stronger after that. Like he goes into his Jugon mode. So it's like, yeah, his attack, like he couldn't put out the fire style. He was constantly on the defense the whole time. He couldn't get any offense going because Kakuzu was pressuring him so bad. So you can't say it didn't overwhelm Kakashi when it very clearly did. Like, if you look at the panel, Nate, grab this panel, where Kakashi is talking to Choji and Shikamaru after he blocks False Darkness with the 2 Raikiri. They ask him if he's okay, and he's like, I'm alright. Like, I'm not... He says something along the lines of, I'm not doing that good, or I'm alright. Like, he basically just directly says he's weakened from having used that many... using 3 Chidori, and having the Sharingan activated the whole time. So, the fact he had to have it activated the whole time, the fact he had to block the attacks with his Chidori and shit, it just made him super... It just drained him. It did. So, yeah, it did overwhelm Kakashi. So I don't see why it wouldn't work on Jiraiya either.
More successful here.
Check DMs.
Alright, hold on. Alright. These 2 are strong, especially the one with the mask. One normally can't perform such high-level jutsu unless they're compatible with one's chakra natures, yet he's already displayed Earth, Wind, and Lightning. Master, are you alright? Well, ... I'm still standing, ... So and this is, show the, Nate, if you could grab the panel where he uses the 2 Chidori as well. So yeah, Kakashi basically is like, I'm alright, like, I'm not doing that great, I'm standing, like, so, I'm still alive, but he's not doing good.
And by 6's own admission, it's like a huge, like, chakra drain whenever Kakashi uses the lightning blade. Yeah. And we already, like, made it very, very clear already that Kakuzu can just spam that stuff constantly.
Yeah.
Eventually, he will just wear down all of them.
He had to use 2 lightning blades right here just to block one of Kakuzu's attacks. 2 of, like, his strongest ability, just to block one of Kakuzu's attacks. I don't know what you define as overwhelming, 6, but this is overwhelming. Like, this, and he's just farting these type of jutsu out. He's, like, combining them and shit. So.
Oh, Noodles. Something they actually noticed in the colored manga, and because it makes it a lot more apparent. So Naruto shows up with his blue eyes, but it's when he then uses the shadow clones and activates them he actually goes into red eyes.
Who goes into red eyes?
Chat. Naruto.
The
moment he begins to get into combat with Kakuzu.
Yeah, I know this. Yeah.
Look, just show that to everybody so then they know.
Yeah, they just start using Ninetales chakra here. A lot of people think Naruto's weakened here as well, and I'll just go ahead and tell you, no proof of that. His clothes being disheveled doesn't prove that. That just proves he's been training. There was a thing in part 1 when Naruto was fighting against Gaara, where he used up all of his chakra, right? So he was completely out of chakra, and then he starts tapping into Ninetales chakra in order to summon Gamabunta. So he ran out of chakra with all the shadow clones and stuff. So he summons Ninetales chakra, because that's what Jiraiya was doing with the training, throwing him down the cliff and stuff to get him to be able to access that. And then he's super strong. He's way stronger than before. And this is the exact same thing. You can't tell me Naruto's low on Ninetales chakra here. He just started using it. He has the massive pool of the Ninetales chakra here, so I don't think he's weakened. He also recovers really quick,
the other thing, too, that some people don't really know because it's not really emphasized in the series, is that one of the big things that him and Jiraiya went and trained on to make sure he came back stronger was that he would be able to go into 3 tails without freaking out and getting controlled by the 9 tails. So him being able to actually go into red eyes here makes a lot more sense, and he's still in control.
Yeah. Here we go. Let's continue.
He uses his yarn to heal injuries and fight in weird ways, and has other strong techniques like Diamond Morph, which drastically increases his durability. However, since both of these abilities fell victim to Kakashi's Lightning Blade, they really wouldn't do any better against the Rasengan from Jiraiya. Not saying that.
Oh my god, bro.
What?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So firstly, hate to break this to you, Six, but that Rasengan just beat up a random dude. It ain't doing no Kakashi Raikiri shit. Show me that Rasengan could counter a false darkness. There's no proof that it's on the level of the Raikiri. No proof. Secondly, we know for a fact, grab this scan, Nate, that the Raikiri used Lightning Style, which is the natural counter to Earth Style Diamond Armor, Earth Style Diamond Armor, and they specifically explain this, that the reason Kakuzu got penetrated by the Raikiri was because his Diamond Armor was weak to Lightning Style, so it's almost like he has a typing advantage. But yeah, the Rasengan does not have a typing advantage against that, and stronger attacks like Yugito's Paw Strike, BG Bombs are stated by and BG Bombs are stated by Kakuzu to not be able to harm him. He doesn't think any physical attack can harm him, at all. And he knows about the Bijuu. He's fought multiple of them. Perfect and Cherokee as well.
I'm sure Naruto would have been able to surmise just by fighting him that if he could have if all he needed to do was just the base Rasengan to take him out, he would have, just like he did with Pain.
Yeah, why didn't Naruto just use a base Rasengan then instead of the 4th Hokage rivaling power Rasen Shuriken? Why didn't he just hit him with a Rasengan, man? Yeah,
Jiraiya's Rasengan wouldn't do any better against the Rasengan from Jiraiya. Not saying that Jiraiya's Rasengan should just be able to eat through Diamond Morph no matter what, but since the databook says that Kakuzu can't move the heart,
nothing can land a hit. A highly versatile jutsu that increases the destructive force of unarmed attacks and increases defensive capability to its maximum by sending chakra throughout the body to harden the skin. Although it has an Achilles heel and that the heart and body part cannot move, there are nearly no jutsu other than Lightning Style that can defeat Diamond Armor. Hey, Surfbone, does this Rasengan look like Diamond or Lightning Style to you? Does that look like you got some lightning in it, bro?
No, that doesn't look like there's lightning.
I don't see any fucking lightning here, buddy. Even if you wanted to argue the Rasengan was equal to the Raikiri in power, which there is no proof of, even if you want to argue that level, it still doesn't prove it because it doesn't have the typing advantage that the Raikiri has.
Does Jiraiya have any lightning style jutsu? Last time I recall, he doesn't.
No, not on the level of Raikiri, that's for damn sure.
Hardened body part. He could put it all over his body, sure, but in the end, he'd have to take it off in order to attack Jiraiya at some point. So with Kakuzu's strength and comparatively minuscule arsenal out the way, we can talk about how strong Jiraiya is and how his abilities would work here by comparison. While there aren't too many ways to directly compare Kakuzu to people like the Sannin, Kakashi and Naruto both serve as good measuring sticks for us to see how Kakuzu would stack up to Jiraiya.
They're the closest.
Well, Kakashi did train and develop his skills as a ninja during the time skip. If you've seen my other videos, then you should know that I don't believe he grew much faster or stronger than before until after the later parts of Shippuden. This is mainly due to his lack of showings that would suggest a big increase, on top of the fact that his data book stats for speed and strength remain unchanged between the second and third data books, which would suggest he hadn't grown much, if at all, in those specific areas. While data book stats can be iffy when implied in general,
this is post Rasen Shuriken training Naruto, the one that surpassed
in the
Kakashi.
Context of individual characters. On top of this, he was also still comparable to Kabuto and Guy at the beginning of Shippuden, so the meta didn't really change over the time skip. This brings us to Jiraiya, who was considered to be a better Hokage candidate than...
Why is Naruto comparable to the beginning of Shippuden? Like, why is he comparable to Guy?
I don't know. I think he might be talking about Kakashi.
This brings us to Jiraiya, who was considered to be a better Hokage candidate than Kakashi before and after the time skip, and this would make Jiraiya stronger than him, since we've been told numerous times.
There's Kakashi and eventually Naruto, so yes, Tsunade saying that Kakashi's a good Hokage candidate. Kakashi still has a ways to go, and despite the fact you saw him fit, give him your necklace, Naruto has even further. Yeah, but he might not be talking about in combat ability. He might just be talking about in, like, wisdom, you know, or strategy.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say, like, because Kakashi is also, like, in charge of, like, training Naruto as well. Right?
Yeah, he's already busy doing shit.
Yeah, and he ends up, like, almost being a part of it. He literally is the reason why his Rasen Shuriken training even starts.
Yeah. And yeah, like, they do say that Jiraiya was, like, a Hokage candidate, but Kakashi's also a Hokage candidate. I mean, they talk about him during, they literally elect him initially, and then they changed it to Danzo. They actually, like, in Tsunade's absence, they elected Kakashi as the Hokage candidate, and nobody had a problem with it, really. So, don't think these vague statements, this statement's pretty vague, doesn't really scale Jiraiya above Kakashi. This statement definitely doesn't, because that's part one.
The position of Hokage is only given to the strongest ninja in the
Noodles, you see who's in the chat?
On top of this, Jiraiya also believes his techniques like the Rasengan are more powerful than Kakashi's techniques like the lightning blade.
Oh man, not Vitamin Man.
He's also pretty consistent with Kakashi at this point, since we literally saw he stood no chance against Orochimaru, who was said many times to be a stronger criminal than Kakuzu and a rival.
Kakashi was actually rusty during that fight. Let me see if I can find that. Kakashi does training data book. Let's see if we can find this. This will be a weird one to find. Nate, see if you can find the panel where it's talking about when Kakashi went through his training, where he's like climbing on the cliffs and he activates the gates. Because they basically directly state there and in the manga that Kakashi actually was a bit rusty and he needed to train. So he wasn't full power when he fought Orochimaru. Yeah, this is the thing I'm talking about, but like I wish I had the actual statements. Hold on. I've really let my body get weak. Is there enough time left? And this is right after he loses to Orochimaru. He goes on this, like, training arc. So he's literally saying he's let his body get weak, so he has to do some training. Pain slams Kakuzu 2. Vitamin Man with the $20 donation.
Coming in.
Vitamin Man. Pain slams Kakuzu 2. No. You know what? For $20, hell yeah. You got me with that one, Vitamin Man. Hell yeah. Alright.
If you guys are wondering if the beef was settled, that's the best way to prove it right there.
Yeah. Appreciate the $20, Vit Batman. Like it. Batman donated. Yeah, he did. Hell yeah, get some W's in chat. Let's keep it moving. But yeah, like Kakashi was actually weakened. Hey, man, concession.
$20 to get that concession.
Concession by donation.
Concession by donation.
Yeah.
Man, he just Oh, the Chad, he just donates and leaves.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about this statement too. It's directly stated in the first data book that Kakashi is Konoha's strongest ninja, which would make him stronger than Jiraiya. So there's also some things going against Jiraiya being the strongest. However, I do think they're relative in part 1, and I think Kakashi only surpasses him once he gets the Mangekyo. But yeah, let's keep it going.
For base Jiraiya and Tsunade. So even in base, Jiraiya should be clearly superior to Kakashi, who was pressing Kakuzu, and he should be more than capable of taking down his heart.
That was pressing?
He was pressing, holding back Kakuzu, apparently. The holding back Kakuzu that beat his ass.
When, like, 6.
Yeah.
There's a thing called post the evidence in which you were then, like, presenting the, like, whenever I make arguments for, like, whenever Noodles makes an argument, I try to make sure that I at least put up the fight or, like, the scan that helps correlate with what Noodles is saying in that moment. Where's the evidence that like Kakashi was putting was like actually putting, like, pushing?
He doesn't touch Kakuzu one time. How do people think Kakashi is relative to Kakuzu? Besides power, I will say that Kakashi's Raikiri did straight up just, like, equal out False Darkness. He had to use 2, granted, and it's not a very stamina conservative thing. So, besides power, and he's not even stronger in taijutsu, just in ninjutsu capabilities, I'll say they're equal. But as goes for, like, speed, taijutsu, battle tactics, intelligence, everything like that, Kakuzu takes it, man. He's just better. And he's better. He has more jutsu, more versatile and shit.
Kakashi did with his lightning blade if it comes down to it.
No, he doesn't have more jutsu.
It's also fairly easy
does, but
to use
Kakashi has
Naruto's performance against Kakuzu to say Jiraiya could also defeat him, since it would be fairly obvious that, like Kakashi, Naruto was just not on Jiraiya's level by this point, seeing as that was one of the big reasons he wanted to learn Sage Mode, that was to surpass Jiraiya. The canonicity here is questionable. However, in the story mode of Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Generations, Naruto was unable to do a thing to base Jiraiya even after completing the Rasen Shuriken and
he wasn't able to do something in a game. In a video game that has a different story than the anime and manga. Crazy.
There's a lot of crazy things that
which would be a
pretty
cut and dry way to say base Jiraiya would handle Kakuzu.
That's base Naruto, dude. It's not even Ninetales Amp Naruto. It's not even Rasen Shuriken training Naruto. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, Six. You know what happens when Naruto goes 3 tails?
No, don't bring it up yet. I'm saving it to the end. Don't bring it up yet. I'll talk about that later.
When it comes to these games, and the manga is questionable, since they specified the anime in the infamous interview where CyberConnect 2 said the story made for Generations was quote-unquote canon.
Nice. And who's that dude? 60 minutes of additional anime content.
Crazy.
To create new content that will be considered canon. Where's the proof that it's actually considered canon, though? This is just a random author statement. People that type on Twitter, it's like those Twitter author statements that people use for DC and shit. Like, just because they're an author doesn't mean it actually happened in the story, buddy. And there's too many contradictions and too many issues in with continuity between the game and the anime, and especially the manga, which you're using the manga, not the anime, to show that this is canon to the manga. You're using the manga, Six. This is anime shit. So, yeah.
So take that.
And even then, it's still contradictory to the anime in a lot of things.
As you will. So now that we've established that even in base, Jiraiya would be too much for Kakuzu to handle, let's talk about his huge arsenal and some of the stuff he could use to deal with Kakuzu here. Like Kakuzu, Jiraiya also displays a lot of mastery with elemental ninjutsu, on top of other techniques like the summoning jutsu, and even more powerful techniques he learned from the toads of Mount Myoboku, like Sage Mode of course, which he can use to quickly and easily overwhelm Kakuzu in a fight. Well, Jiraiya can't use all 5 elements.
So why? Why do they overwhelm Kakuzu? Like, where's the... I hate to be this guy, but Six, I haven't seen you bring up a single feat for Jiraiya yet. You've brought up some vague fucking narrative statement arguments, and that's it. You haven't even had any power or power-related, speed-related. You've talked about some of his jutsu, like the Rasengan, but you didn't even talk about how strong they are. Where's the strength scaling in this video, man? Where is it?
This is like a section called How Jiraiya Compares, but you haven't really demonstrated how he compares to Kakuzu.
He's got 5 minutes and a couple seconds.
For data book stating he's only capable of using fire, earth, wind, and water style, Jiraiya does have more than enough to work with to deal with Kakuzu's techniques. For one, Jiraiya is very adept in the use of fire style and has many powerful techniques he can use to blow Kakuzu and his wind, earth, lightning, and even fire hearts away, since he's stronger than Kakashi, who had no trouble keeping up with Kakuzu's ninjutsu.
There's a direct statement that Kakashi is stronger than Jiraiya in part 1. There's no evidence that he's equal to him in power. The only statement you brought up that's kind of saying something like that is where Jiraiya says that Kakashi has a ways to go before he's the Hokage, but that doesn't necessarily mean in strength or jutsu, because I'm sure Jiraiya would consider him worthy in that way. I think he's more talking about just because he's got other things to do, like train Naruto. He's also got, like, maybe mental maturity or wisdom that he needs to gain, something like that. You know, like, it doesn't necessarily prove in strength at all. I don't see where you're even, like, I don't agree with your Jiraiya above Kakashi scaling. And even if you did put him above Kakashi, Kakuzu is also above Kakashi and scales to Yugito.
Includes techniques.
Okay, so hold on for a second. Hold on. So when Kakashi first tries to counter his jutsu, first he tries to use, like, water style. That evaporates and he has to run away. He then has to use 2, like, Raikiri to block 1 of his false darkness. And then when he's pinned down to the ground, and he's literally faced with the fire and wind style about to blow in his face, you know what he does? He was about to use Kamui.
He had to use Kamui, yeah.
His most powerful jutsu.
Noodles only talks about feat statements and disregards the narrative. Atlantic, I'm literally talking about the narrative argument he made just a second ago, and I'm debunking it with another narrative argument. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Of course I talk about narrative. Feats and statements are the narrative as well. They're not outside of the narrative. People like say narrative arguments, but really, feats and statements are narrative arguments.
The narrative was implying that Naruto had to show up, and was showing that by Kakashi getting pressed the whole time, and then later demonstrates that Kakashi was getting so pressed that he would have had to use Kamui for the first time in self-defense.
Not the first time, used it against Data, but yeah.
Well, no, I was saying, like, in self-defense. That's why I wanted to make that distinction.
Gotcha.
Because when he was using it against Data in order to, like, when they're trying to capture him.
He tried to kill him, basically.
Yeah, this is the first time he's ever used it in self-defense to save his own life and the 2 people behind him.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, let's continue.
Which he often enhances using toad oil, which you can also use separately to slow down his targets or immobilize them before he blasts them with his fire style.
Yeah, rubbing Kakuzu in oil's good. What the fuck? His toad oil worked on Conan because she's made of paper, and oil makes paper wet, but I don't know if that works on diamond armor, buddy. I
think it's, like, specifically so it sticks, and then
like,
it's like
maybe the swamp jutsu, right? Here you go, 6. Here's one. The swamp jutsu's good, right? Like, it buries a whole snake. It, like, buries, like, the giant snake summons that Orochimaru has. That one's pretty good. It might be able to slow down Kakuzu. I don't think it will, because I think Kakuzu speed blitzes in one-shots. But yeah, like, maybe bring that up instead.
While cornering all of Kakuzu's hearts individually could be tedious and time-consuming normally, Jiraiya can easily overwhelm and balance out the numbers with the many toads he can summon from Mount Miboku, like Gamaken, Gamahiro, or Gamabunta, he can perform even larger scale collaborative techniques with, like their toad oil flame bullet, which, to be honest,
it's called the toad oil flame bomb, not bullet. 6.
You look at the size, I don't know how Kakuzu would even survive one of these.
Okay. I actually have a calc for this. I was saving it for the Jiraiya video, but this shit is actually pretty impressive. It's like small country level, which is funny.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, you can just see look how massive it is in comparison to Gamabunta. Gamabunta was a lot bigger in part 1 too. It is a highball small country level, but I think the highball's justified. So I'll go ahead and give you a value 6. Here's the first feat you've shown me so far. Yeah, this jutsu is very powerful and very strong, but like small country level's not gonna cut it, buddy. The Biju are still multiple times stronger, and their Biju bombs are way stronger. And Kakuzu doesn't think any physical attacks can harm him. And if the Biju can't beat Kakuzu, why would Gamabunta be able to beat Kakuzu? Kakuzu is directly stated to be stronger than the Biju and Jinchuriki. There's no way Gamabunta is going to be able to do something to someone like that, especially with diamond armor. Especially with someone who's way faster than Gamabunta and Jiraiya has to get down and actually summon Gamabunta. But yeah.
3 toads outnumber 4 flying masks.
Yeah.
On top of his fire
Wait,
style,
check the group chat, Noodles.
Alright, let me look. You're soaked in oil, so you can't peel apart. You were a gentle child who loved origami. Yeah, like she's made of paper, man. Like, of course the oil worked on her. Like, this is a horrible counter. Like, to be honest, this makes Conan feel so weak, because if someone just throws a bucket of water at her ass, she's done, bro. Like, that's it right there. Like, water style jutsu, fucked up. Just playing. Maybe oil is the only thing that does that, but either way, it's still funny.
Jiraiya also has many powerful earth style techniques he can use, like his dark swamp, which he can use to immobilize Kakuzu, or his hearts and turn them into like sitting ducks. Like
his hearts
Naruto,
can fly,
Naruto,
man.
and Kakashi, Jiraiya can also use the Rasengan, one of the most powerful techniques ever created according to the 4th data book. And since, like I said,
one of the most powerful techniques ever created. At its maximum potential, yes, but not early stage. No, the early stage, there's tons of jutsu stronger than a Rasengan. Like, you know, this fire style jutsu that you're showing on panel right here is stronger than it. Like, what the fuck? So,
before,
Man, I don't know if it's just my like my OCD, like my OCD of making sure anything you say or I say gets posted on the screen, so then we know what we're talking about. But it's like, make sure you actually give the scans to your editors, and then he presents this stuff on screen, so they're not just looking at the big ass fireball the entire time.
Yeah, it is a big fireball though.
Powerful than Kakashi's lightning blade. He wouldn't have any problem.
Hold on.
This is much more powerful than Kakashi's lightning blade.
No, Kakashi's lightning blade is able to block Kakuzu, bro. It's able to pierce Obito. It's able to pierce all kinds of shit. It cut through like Jinchuriki tails and shit.
It has no anti-feats.
Yeah, it's one of the most, like, I made a whole video about how OP Kakashi's Raikiri is. You guys should definitely go check that out, because it explains like how OP this is. It's also got way more piercing power than the Rasengan, so of course it's gonna be able to cut better and pierce things better.
Any problems using it to put down Kakuzu, even if he tries hiding behind his diamond armor for the reasons I mentioned earlier. Now, this is also some gray area, but if you've been around the fandom long enough to play the video games, then you probably know Jiraiya has an infamous fire style or Great Flame Rasengan that has not been referenced a single time within the manga or anime. However, we do get a picture of it on Jiraiya's page in the guide we got for the manga's 10-year anniversary. So this is something he could arguably actually use in a fight. And if Naruto's Rasen Shuriken is any
so he never uses
it
in the
way
fight.
Beyond even Jiraiya's regular Rasengan, so Kakuzu wouldn't stand a chance against it.
Yeah, the mythical fire style Rasengan.
Jiraiya also boasts a lot of other versatile techniques like his Lion's Mane, Sealing Jutsu, Transformation Jutsu, and other powerful techniques. However, since there are so many, it would just be overkill to go over all of them here.
Yeah.
The one that would make this fight an utter stomp in Jiraiya's favor is his ability to summon Ma and Pa and use Sage Mode.
Oh no.
While Jiraiya doesn't have a quote-unquote perfect Sage Mode that he can use by himself like Naruto and Minato, he can enter Sage Mode with the help of Ma and Pa, the two great Toad Sages he summons and has sit on top of his shoulders. Like other sages, Jiraiya becomes much faster and stronger in this form according to Paul and the data books, by taking in nature energy in order to mold Sage Chakra, which in turn also makes his techniques much stronger than before. While his fire style and base was already powerful enough to blow away Kakuzu in any of his techniques, it just becomes overkill in Sage mode, with the third data book noting that his flame bombs grew 10 times bigger. His Rasengan also becomes much more powerful with him being able to use the massive Rasengan, which the third data book says he can use to easily carve away mountains. His basic abilities like his taijutsu and lion's mane technique also become a lot more dangerous with attacks like the Kabari Senbon, which simultaneously boast the highest speed and range out of all of Jiraiya's techniques. Meaning there is absolutely no way Kakuzu or any of his hearts would be able to dodge. Ma and Pa also work great at supporting Jiraiya, with them being able to perform many powerful collaborative techniques with him, like the bath of boiling oil, which can reach temperatures of several thousand degrees.
That is not that impressive. Wow. That is not even impressive, bro.
The Toad song,
several thousand degrees?
Couple thousand degrees? Man, like...
Damn.
Genjutsu,
it's almost like it's just as hot as the Amaterasu.
That's not even as hot as the Amaterasu. The Amaterasu's hotter. But what's funny is the Amaterasu is stated to be as hot as the surface of the sun. But the surface of the sun, like, if you combined all of its energy, like, that's being, like, just the amount of energy it actually has in, like, joules is, like, multi-city block. Like, it's it's not even impressive. Like, it's literally, like, multi-city block level.
This is several thousand degrees, right?
Yeah.
So if we're using the surface of the sun thing, it's at least 10,000 degrees.
Yeah. So
several thousand compared to 10,000.
Stopping pain for a little while. Ma and Pa also have techniques of their own which they can use, like Ma's tongue, which she can use to track and immobilize targets before Pa.
Man, that tongue would just get ripped out of her mouth.
Like I said. When Jiraiya enters Sage mode, this fight becomes even more of a complete stomp. I only mentioned it to make this video a bit more informative for everyone. So like I said from the start, despite what some people may say, I think this is an easy Jiraiya W. He's just, put simply, on another level compared to people like Kakashi and Rasen Shuriken Naruto, who showed time and time again they had what it took to compete with and defeat Kakuzu. On top of the fact, he has more than enough in his arsenal.
The only one that showed that they could defeat Kakuzu is Naruto. Kakashi might be able to defeat Kakuzu with Kamui. And they all had to work together to beat them. So yeah. But let's keep going. Oh shoot, I muted it.
Fire style or Rasengan. He has more than enough in his arsenal to deal with him, whether it's fire style or Rasengans. And once you add Sage mode into it, and all the crazy abilities he used against pain like Toad Song on top of this, it just becomes unfair and impossible to say Kakuzu would do anything here. But yeah, that's it for the video. Obviously,
alright, so I'll go ahead and get this out the way. If Frog Song were to ever go up, like if Frog Song got activated, it would be Kakuzu. There's a couple reasons for that. I'm going to elaborate further, but it's like one of the strongest auditory genjutsus that exists in Naruto, and Kakuzu doesn't really have that good of genjutsu resistance, let alone like auditory genjutsu resistance. So yeah, it would win if it went off. The reason it won't go off, though, Kakuzu is way faster than Jiraiya, scales to Yugito, scales above Kakashi, who 6 failed to scale Jiraiya to. The only way Jiraiya gets this off is if he is even able to summon Ma and Pa. That's if he's even able to summon them. And even then, Ma and Pa were arguing about whether or not to use Frog Song. And he has to, like, run around the battlefield in the Rain Village in order to gather up enough Sage energy to even activate Sage mode. So there's a lot of prep that has to go into, like, activating Frog Song, activating Sage mode, doing the summoning. So you have to do a lot of prep work first. And what's to stop Kakuzu and his hearts from just blitzing Jiraiya and one-shotting him because he doesn't have any good durability feats? Does he have durability of a Biju? No? Okay, sounds like Kakuzu bodies. Let's go to Exhibit A, Surfbone. What you mentioned earlier. Jiraiya versus the Four Tails.
Yeah.
You know,
Four Tails.
I don't even have to watch the anime, but let me see if I can just find the panel where Jiraiya talks about it.
Remember, you can open image in new tab.
It's not
right
that
click
one.
on it.
It's not that one.
Oh, it's not that one.
Hold on. Let's just watch this. Let's just watch what this is.
Well, like probably turn off the. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I know. Let's speed this up right quick. The lion's mane's the Four Tails. Four Tails gets out of it. He had to summon a giant toad. That's his summoning toad that he summons the whole thing.
I know, but no. Did you see how like he just got?
Yes, bro. He got sent just from Naruto yelling at him. He didn't even punch him. He just yelled at him. What the fuck? So he like blitz-based Jiraiya that knocked open his chest. That's anime only, so I won't just talk about that. But there's specifically a manga panel. Nate, if you could grab the manga panel. What's up, Surfbone?
You found it.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So right here, that happened while training Naruto when the fourth tail of the Ninetales chakra emerged. Rage that triggers the fox spirit power to grow and multiply up through the third tail. Up through the third tail, Naruto was able to retain conscious control, but when the fourth appeared, his mind was overpowered and he was overcome by destructive impulses. It was like he became a mini fox demon. Yeah, so that giant scar on Jiraiya's chest was caused by Four Tails Naruto. So, Surfbone, is Four Tails Naruto a perfect Jinchuriki?
No.
No.
Far from it.
Okay.
No.
Is Six Tails Naruto a perfect Jinchuriki? The one that fought Pain?
No.
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 You remember that BG bomb that Six Tails Naruto blew out?
Yep.
That shit was island level. Island level. Not country level like the BG bombs. Not multi-continental like the BG bombs. Island level. So he's not a perfect Jinchuriki. He can get one shot by just this Four Tails level of chakra. So what happens when Kakuzu hits him, who's stated to be stronger than the perfect Jinchuriki?
Look at the next one that Nate sent.
Let's look. I've tangoed with death twice in my life now. The first time I got 6 ribs broken, both arms, and had several ruptured organs. Of course, that was just when I tried to do research at the women's bath at a hot spring, got clobbered by Tsunade. But the other, and then he talks about Four Tails Naruto, was Four Tails Naruto. That happened while training Naruto when the Fourth Tails
nearly died.
Yeah, he nearly died to Four Tails Naruto. So he does not have the durability to withstand Kakuzu. So yeah. What's basically going to happen is Jiraiya gets blitzed. He gets tendrilled, slammed around. He tries to summon Dark Swamp. Kakuzu can just jump over it because he can jump high as fuck. Far as fuck, too. And he would just literally grab him and punch him, beat the fuck out of him, or he would hit him with a false darkness. Like, he would do what he did to Kakashi before Naruto shows up. He'd tendril him. Grab his tendrils around him, hold him still, and then fire a false darkness at him. And Jiraiya just has no way to stop that from killing him. So, yeah. That's a GG one-shot, I think. I don't think Jiraiya has any speed scaling on that level, any AP on that level. I don't think he's as versatile as Kakuzu. I don't think he's as hard to kill as Kakuzu. None of his abilities even damage Kakuzu. His best stuff is like sealing. I don't even know what sealing jutsu you could have to seal Kakuzu, actually, now that I think about it. But yeah, like, Frog Song would work if he got it off, but like I said, he'd have to go through all the summoning and gathering sage energy and stuff, and he would just get run down before that happens. Yeah.
Some of like his best hacks, I'm surprised Six actually did not mention this video, but I'm sure
They barely talked about Frog Song, man.
But I'm sure in the Jiraiya video, that'll be coming soon though.
Yep.
We'll be talking about everything.
Yeah, I know I put some disrespect on Jiraiya today, but it's because he was fighting Kakuzu, so there's nothing I can do to hold him back here. But yeah, I think Kakuzu bodies. What do you think, Surfbone?
Yeah.
Rate.
He's just yeah.
Go ahead.
This video?
Yeah, go ahead and rate this video out of 10.
I'm just gonna give this an absolute 0. This felt like it had no effort put into it whatsoever. I'm sorry.
We had like the one thing he brought up for like that could potentially kill him is like the flame toad bomb. He didn't talk about how powerful it was. I gave him how powerful it was because I know how powerful it is. But yeah, that was it. Like, that was his only AP feat. And he said that he tried to, like, scale Jiraiya above Kakashi, and that scales him above Kakuzu, even though Kakuzu also scales above Jiraiya, or above Kakashi, and scales to way stronger characters, way faster characters.
I'm surprised with the feats that he was presenting that he wasn't going to just scale him to pain and then just say, Pain beats Kakuzu.
Well, he knows that Pain, like, beats him up, I guess, but, yeah.
I know, but I'm just saying... He could have easily just made that argument, and people would have like easily like fallen for it more.
Yeah.
Like, if he really wanted to go down that route, I feel like if he really wanted to go down that route of like absolutely proving that this isn't a fair fight, and he thinks Pain isn't a fair fight for Kakuzu, he should have gone down that route. But I'm surprised he didn't even try. He didn't even mention the Kakuzu like going alongside Itachi one.
Yeah, I didn't mention it. Yeah, like I said, it seems like just the video. I think 6's content is alright, but it's not particularly that interesting to me. Nothing, no shade or anything. It's just not my thing. But it was fun. Thank everybody.
No disrespect.
Yeah, no disrespect to 6, man. But man, his Kakuzu and Tobirama takes are bad. Jiraiya takes too. But yeah, I think this is a stomp, 10 out of 10. I don't think there's any way Jiraiya wins this fight. It's just too much of a gap in speed and power, way too much. Like multiple orders of magnitude too much. So yeah, I don't know any way to put it other than Blitz one shot GG.
Yep.
Appreciate everybody for the donations. Sam Dewar with the $50 donation. He also became a member today. That was really crazy, awesome. Became a big noodle man. We had some other big donations. Vit Batman came in with a $20 donation. There was a $10 donation.
Iron Man.
Yeah, there was a $10 donation from that other guy earlier who was at Surfbone.
Radio guy.
Yeah, and that was all before the video started. I only got a couple donations during the video. But yeah, appreciate you guys. For you being the Kakuzu guy, this was pretty nice. Appreciate it. The Hearts dance the frog song, then lightly mass stop and one-shots the toad. No, I puts him in like a weird prison. What do you think about the mass negging frog song because they have no ears to listen to it? Actually, you might be onto something. You might be, because they are autonomous of Kakuzu. They're directly stated to have their own minds and do their own actions.
Wait, Noodles, is that the reason why he was able to resist the
smell genjutsu in the novels?
The smell genjutsu because he doesn't have a nose.
The smell genjutsu is like activated. Hidan gets trapped in it, and Kakuzu's just like, I know this is a genjutsu. Yeah, like he's like, I already know. Like I'm like, all right, Kakuzu.
Man, that is like such like a weird argument to make. Like, oh man, that is such a weird argument to like think like even if he gets, it's like a Jinchuriki thing where they mask because they work autonomously from Kakuzu, he might just.
He might just body him regardless of frog song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man,
and again,
that's funny as hell.
Off of, like Kakuzu's command and everything. It's not like they like listen to a command.
Yeah.
From him, like, hey, go left. Hey, go right. So.
Lucky the Leprechaun smacked SpongeBob. $2 donation from Mortified Bishop. Appreciate it. I don't know who Lucky the Leprechaun is, so I'll just take your word for it on that. Appreciate the $2 though, Mortified Bishop. I think that about does it for the stream, boys. You got any final words? Any final comments, Surfbone?
This video sucked.
Damn.
and make sure you look forward to the true respect to Jiraiya. The Jiraiya video is coming.
Yeah. Noodles, have you ever had Lucky Charms? I hate Lucky Charms, bro. I hate them. They're so bad. Yeah, Jiraiya video is on the way. That'll be the next video I uploaded. Hopefully I get it out by the end of the month, and if not, it'll be the beginning of next month. Sorry, Chronicler, it's taking so long, but you know me. This is just what I do.
But I will say, no one is prepared for the Itachi video.
Nobody's prepared for that.
Yeah, if you guys thought like the Kakuzu scale was insane, you have not seen anything.
Man, the Itachi stuff, man. I'm excited for the Itachi video. It's just so good.
Go Naruto.
Yeah. Alright, everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off, so I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
See ya.
Goodbye. I'll see y'all later. Goodbye, Carnage. Goodbye, Bishop. Goodbye, Kakuzu and Holidays. I need to hear you say the Itachi takes Rinnegan, Obito, and Edo Madara. You don't need anything. See ya, 6050R SRS $10 donation guy. See ya, Atlantic. Goodbye.